This is PA Jordan. Welcome to the show. Today's question is going to be, so to answer this question, we're going to use this illustration and point out all the bones that provide the rigid structure of the nose. You have the hard palate, the maxilla or jawbone, you have the vomer, and you have the perpendicular plate of the ethmoid, providing that structural support of the septum, which is the wall dividing the right side from the left side of the nose. In the front, you also have a cartilage that also helps to provide that structural support. So all of this rigid, bony, cartilaginous tissue provides a reinforced pathway for airflow. That is very important. Now this illustration shows us the hyoid bone, which is a C-shaped bone providing peripheral and lateral support of the trachea. Inside of this epiglottis, down in here, that's the breathing passageway. So these cartilages also provide that structural support. And if you notice, all this rigidity gives us a strong airway for breathing. Very important. So our third illustration brings us to this point, showing you what is the obstructive area. The area that it gets obstructed is the posterior oral region, the back of the throat, the area in which food passes down into the esophagus and air passes down into the trachea. And you'll notice that airflow crosses over the same palate, the same area that the food flow passes through. This area here has to be able to close down for pushing food down our throat and open up for breathing. It does both jobs, so that's why it doesn't have the bony reinforcement or the strong cartilaginous ring that holds it open as we see down in the trachea. Up here, hard, rigid pipeline for breathing. Down here, hard, rigid pipeline for breathing. In here, soft, flexible tissue for both swallowing and breathing. This area also includes our soft palate, and it also includes the tonsils. All this tissue can crowd this area. If the jaw is further back, the tongue is further back. That crowds the area. And if the area is already small, and then we go to sleep and the muscles that are holding this open relax, it allows the area to become very crowded, very closed off, and obstructed. Remember, in hydraulics, it does not require a total obstruction or total closure to reduce airflow. The smallest reduction in diameter has a huge impact on airflow. We'll talk about that more in the future, but this definitely is the area that gets obstructed, collapses off, and we can't breathe. Now notice, I picked a picture that did not show a gigantic, highly overweight individual because that is not the overriding problem. Statistics show that 35% of the NFL linemen have obstructive sleep apnea, but that also shows that 65% of those gentlemen who are just as large do not have sleep apnea. Why? Because the design of the throat is bigger, the muscle tone is more consistent, and the airway simply doesn't close off. So you can be small and have a small airway and highly relaxing muscles during sleep and have obstructive sleep apneas. Losing weight does not always cure obstructive sleep apnea. So that's the area of obstruction. Like this dictionary, this video is designed to help you understand your medical challenges. You need to see your provider for a personalized, effective plan of care. If you cannot reach your provider, feel free to contact me at drnancybecker.com. So hit like and subscribe below for more great information on sleep, upper respiratory problems, and ear, nose, and throat.